switchboard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hell's calling,
Okay, go
line
ahead,
two.
go ahead.
Yes, think of the old switchboard, like you said. You plug and unplug and you communicate and you connect. You see, that's something that people don't know what God is doing all day. What is God keeping busy with? You know, well, first of all, He's increasing the number of people born on all the planets. And He's increasing the size of the universe constantly, which is expanding. So obviously more and more people are born and joining heaven and also hell. But the main thing is to realize that God is busy bringing people to heaven and constructing this grand human. Because once you get to heaven, first of all, you have a spouse. So there's husband and wife in conjugal love. Because everything that's given to us on the natural world and in the spiritual world comes from the highest, which is conjugal love. So the highest state that God is trying to bring us to, which is the as of self state, the as of self state consists of a husband and a wife as one. Now what does that mean, as one? See, with self you cannot achieve, as the Bible says, the twain shall be one, or the two shall be one flesh. Both in the Old Testament and the New Testament refers to marriage as husband and wife being one. And what does that mean, right? Now with the self, you cannot be one because you're each a self. And I teach a course on marriage, which is also on the internet, if you look up my name, Marriage, Leon James. But I give a model that we start marriage at the external level of marriage, which is the relationship between selves. And we interact, and we constantly fight, and we constantly negotiate, and we make up, and it's an up and down, and sometimes often it turns sour, and you quit on each other, then you get back, eventually it quits forever. But the point is, it's not a happy thing, and it's not something that we appear to be doing knowing how to do. And that's because the self cannot conjoin with another self as one, but only to adjoin as a team. So yes, you got lots of team, husband and wife teams, or people who live together who make kind of good teams and so on, but they're not one. They're each a self. They each have their own lives separate, and they don't really need each other. If the other dies, basically, or goes away, you can still continue life. Very soon you're back with the way you were. But when you are one, then you cannot continue. So if you have a marriage that goes on from this stage of external marriage to what's called the internal marriage, which is the spiritual marriage, and that happens or begins in a marriage or in a relationship when both of them decide, I want to be in the life of the other as one. So therefore, the stuff that we used to do before that, like, I don't agree with that, okay? Now you have your thoughts, I have my thoughts, let's agree on disagree. That cannot happen anymore, because that means I got my life, you got your life, I got my ideas, you got... And so one of the rules that I have in my marriage model is once you turn into a spiritual marriage and you're trying to be one, is you're not allowed to disagree with each other. So often the man controls everything. No, or just walks off or just forgets. And so the woman is always fighting to get into the process of becoming one, what also can be called conjoin. So I teach my students to differentiate and distinguish, look at relationships, how they interact with each other, especially dialogue, and to recognize, okay, this was disjunctive. This was conjunctive. This statement is disjunctive. This statement is conjunctive. So if the man says, no, I don't think so, that's disjunctive. If the man says, well, I don't know, or why do you have to tell me that again? All those are disjunctive. Or I'll do it later, disjunctive. Let me finish this first, disjunctive. So they analyze all the stuff that men constantly say to women all the time. And I show them how this is disjunctive as the opposite process of becoming one. Now, when a woman gets all zealous, it looks to the man like she's angry. Why are you so pissed off at me? Excuse me, I shouldn't have said that. But why are you so mad at me? And so on, right? She's not mad. Proof, if you're mad, you stay mad. Just like he yells at her and he stays mad, and she has to conciliate him. And it takes this and it takes that, just like a little child, right? But a woman, you don't do that. A woman who's zealous, all you got to do is do what she says, and bingo. She's no longer zealous, she's no longer appearing angry, nothing. She's loving. That's all. It's such a simple secret. And that's because the man suddenly decides to be conjunctive. That's what a woman wants. That's what a woman drives for. Every interaction for a woman is analyzed in her heart. Is it conjunctive or is it disjunctive? And she reacts to it because a woman is passion, whereas a man is cold. A man is thoughts, reasoning, logic, ideas. A woman is passion, fire, emotion, love, conjunction, power.
I love that.
Oh, man.
That feels like me.
Yeah.
That kind of, we have like 1 minute left over here. That was perfect.
Oh gosh, I